Yeah, this is a video that was requested relating to the cement mixer, a mini mixer. Going to give you an idea what I got here. I used rather than a standard ring gear off a flywheel, I used a flex plate, an automatic transmission type. Call it a flex plate, the torque converter would bolt to. And then I used a pinion gear off of a starter, machined a shaft, and a wrist pin off of an FE type Ford, probably a 390 or 360 engine, which are the same. The pulley came off an old blower I had, which is around 9 inches. The drawing I worked off of, it said 8. The spindle and axle, I don't know if you could, kind of hard to tell, but anyway, it bolts here. It has 6 bolts. It bolts to the drum, and then the tube, as you can see, I welded it all in. I still got to put a cap over this and pin it, but anyway, I'll walk around front here. This section bolts on, so you can unbolt this, and this whole carriage arrangement would slide out and would be removable if you chose to do so. Can't really see inside the drum too well. There's nothing in it right now. I haven't put the plates in, the mixer plates. That's one of the things that needs to be done yet. And the motor was scrap that I picked up from a friend. I think it's about a 1/4 horse. Runs it fine, and then I put in a little J box and some hangers for the cord. Tires are pneumatics. They're from an old snowmobile pick or tool that they use for picking up sleds to work on. It's junk. Everything on this was basically scrap that I had. The framework is bed rails. A 1/2-inch plate was scrapped from well, gee, I don't remember, a ferry project. I worked for the ferry as an engineer for them down there. And just odds and ends. Bolts for axles were cut off and welded to the angle. Piece of hydraulic pipe. And I set it up where it's removable. Slide out or slide back in. In which case, what I'm going to do is another item I want to do is I'm going to weld an eyelet here, piece of pipe, and then one down on the bottom down here where I can set the pipe in for storage. Other than that, you know, what can I say? Let me get a power cord and we'll turn it on. Just bear with me. And we'll plug it in here. So I'm going to mess up the camera here for a second. Okay, now it's running. Can you get an idea if you got the speed here? That may be too slow. I don't know. I'm not going to. If it is, then I'll just change the small pulley on the motor. Change the ratio. But you can see it runs pretty quiet. So, anyway, that's the gist of it. I'll probably mount a switch in that box to control this. So I have an on-off switch arrangement, weatherproof type. I may have to buy that. I don't know yet. I'm still digging around my stuff. May get lucky and find one. But at any rate, the only thing it cost me was welding rod, which I've had for years and years and years. A bunch of junk rod. It wasn't really good for anything other than scrap. I had to sort through it, and I used 7018 5P or P5 rod and 6011. One of the things, if you guys decide to do this, that when you weld cast steel, For example, this hub right here to like pipe. This is galvanized pipe, 2-inch galvanized pipe. Grind your areas where you're going to weld, but weld it with low hydrogen, a 7018 series rod. Reason why is because it bonds better, it mixes better with the two different alloys that are made up here. Otherwise it won't have any strength. And I wasn't thinking initially. I tacked it together to when I was doing the alignment, and I was tweaking it with a hammer, just tapping it around, and the welds popped right off. So I went back, I got some low-high, 7018 again, and tacked it with low-high, and I didn't have any issues. So that's one thing you want to pay attention to if you decide to do something like this, is the cast type materials, cast steels, to like other cast steels or to steel pipe. Use a low hydrogen rod. The rest of it you can do a 6011 or 5P or something like that. So at any rate, there you go. Hopefully that's good enough. If you have any questions? And if you guys want, I can take and do all this up in AutoCAD. I'll probably do that anyway, and give you all exact dimensions of what I did here, based off kind of an as-built type drawing. And so you let me know, and we'll go from there. I'll talk to you guys later. And also, I want to thank all of you for contributing and getting me information on different types. And I settled with this one, which I really like. Oh, one other thing. That drum was made out of a propane tank bottom. It was I think it's 14.5 inches by about 21 to 22 inches in length. 14.5 diameter by 22 in length. So that's another piece of scrap that I had. That's a gasifier that I built about a year or so ago. Got a generator and it runs on wood. Anyway, that's a whole other story. At any rate, I'll post this on YouTube and you guys can link up, check it out. And if you have questions, let me know and maybe I can help you out like you've helped me. Because I do appreciate it. It's what it takes, is everybody working together. You guys have a great 2012. I'm looking forward to more projects. Take care.